Stop the coup, protests across UK over Johnson's suspension of Parliament.
Here's a summary of the article.
Within hours of Boris Johnson's decision to suspend Parliament, impromptu protests were being held in major city centres across the country, including in front of the Palace of Westminster in central London. The demonstrators described the move to suspend Parliament as a coup and called for Johnson to resign. At one point, the traffic at Downing Street was at a standstill as protesters chanted, "Save our democracy, stop the coup," and saying, "No one voted for Boris." It is a complete contradiction to what Parliament has said 3 times. They've said no deal is unacceptable. My understanding is Parliament is sovereign, not Boris Johnson. Michael Chesham, the national organizer for Another Europe is Possible, said, "Today's protest was huge and exceeded all expectations. We got thousands at 4 hours' notice. We cannot rely on the judiciary or parliamentary process to save democracy. We need a mass movement of protest and civil disobedience. We're here to protest against the downgrading of democracy that is happening in the UK at the moment. I feel like we should make some kind of a stand. It might seem minor, but you're showing that it can't continue like this," Rory said. "It's the most flagrant attack on democracy that I can remember. It's bad enough that was elected leader by a handful of people, but what was this taking back control all about? And sovereignty of Parliament? Parliament has just been overruled. I think it's an absolute outrage."
This post received a score of 19,253, with an upvote ratio of 92%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Halloween 2019 is going to be one for the history books.
Y'all got tricked, hope you're ready for your treat.
Sir, it's trick or treat. Y'all chose to get played.
If Brits do not want to crash out of the EU, then they will have to show up in the millions.
Expected to happen on October 19 in London, potentially having a higher turnout than the demonstration against the invasion of Iraq, which was the current largest mass protest in British history. And like then, they will be ignored.
This timeline has been fun. Hopefully soon I can pop over to the one where Lord Buckethead won and Game of Thrones Season 8 was good.
I like the timeline where the whole planet is united in a common purpose of exploring the new frontier, and Season 11 of The GOT ends with an epic battle where everyone dies, tying up all the threads since Season 1.
And that's why they call him Littlefinger.
They explained that one. He's from the fingers and he's, well.
Bojo's bizarre departure.
I can't beat the shit out of your economy from over here.
Parliament, you can't leave without a deal. Ha, there, PM Johnson, don't have to follow that if you don't exist when we do it. Why is this even able to happen?
Now that's just wrong. At least 0.03% of the population voted for Bojo.
When the economy goes to shit, just tell Boris to use that £350 million per week the country is saving by leaving to EU.
Thoughts and Prayers, UK edition.
It happens quite a bit here in Canada, but usually only from Conservative governments. Doug Ford prorogued Parliament in Ontario on June 6 till the end of October. That's 144 days. Almost half a year. Perhaps it's just a typo, but I love the imagery conjured up by calling him Doug Ford. In my mind's eye, I see him as the Toronto Doughboy.
And this is why you should never trust nationalists.
I'm from former Yugoslavia and I agree. Fuck nationalism.
Same here, man. Really disheartening seeing it pop up all around the world.
Yeah, the Russians' global campaign to destabilize the West has been a smashing success.
Frick, I'm going into London tomorrow, remember me if I don't come back.
What is this?
It's awesome how true bonds can be formed between strangers around the world over the internet. This is one of the most poignant things to ever come out of 4chan.
Boomers fucking it up for future generations around the globe, it seems. Putin is living his best life right now.
American boomers were born into a superpower and are spending their elderly years in a superpower with pizza and tacos. Brit boomers were born into a great power and are spending their elderly years in a country diminished in every way possible. Hard to imagine their perspective.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to Speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.